Hey, hello, how you all doing? Hello and welcome to Travel Talk. Dan Barcan'S Travel Talk. How you doing today? Wow. So I want to talk about first a place that I was, I think as a youngster, if I'm not mistaken, during like the bicentennial, maybe one other time earlier, and then many times in the early 2000s. So I'm not talking about, Betsy Ross or Diana Ross or this Ross or the Supremes or that Ross and this Ross, Betsy Ross, Diana Ross. The Liberty Bell is what I'm talking about. This is the place of brotherly love, the Liberty Bell. Where else? Where else did I travel? Mom, Dad? No, it's a joke. Actually, seriously though, what I wanted to talk about is all the different exciting things that I experienced in Philadelphia. Like, I didn't even know they had a subway system. I almost got robbed by a preacher. A priest. Don't tell anyone. It was very scary. I mean, I even had to beg money. I only could go on a vacation to beg money from a priest. No joke, for a subway stop, because I didn't have, the money with me or whatever. One way, that's not a joke. And I had to borrow change off Ben Franklin's grave. And I know that sounds crazy and made up, but I had to actually, and I paid it back in full and with interest, but I had to catch a bus, so I needed like an extra 47 cents. And it said don't leave money on the grave, on the Ben Franklin grave. So I know that's been a rumor and this and that. So I'm sort of confirming it, but I didn't go into the grave, just on the top of it, where you shouldn't leave money anyways. And he did a great deed. A penny saved is a penny earned, Ben said, and that's what it said. So that was one of the great experiences. Of course, taking the bus to Greyhound was exciting, and I almost stopped in Camden. They have like a minor league baseball team where you can see the bridge in the background. It would have been a great first stop, sort of a lead into Philly. But then when I saw like 100 dead bodies on the corner, I was like, maybe this isn't a good idea at all. Maybe this is not the place I want to go first. Man, so many cool things when you get over to Philadelphia. You're in the city center. I stayed in a nice hotel. Not like when I traveled in Europe, but I stayed in these flop houses because I'd only go for maybe 3 or 4 days at a time to Philly or whatnot. A couple of nights, 2 or 3 nights. I extended a little bit. I didn't just make it a day trip or a one-night trip. Be at least 2, probably 3 to 4 nights, somewhere in there. Maybe 3 nights, 4 nights. I don't know. Somewhere in there. Anyways, the pool had that hotel had an indoor pool. You could eat breakfast. And the first time I went, I stayed in the financial district because I got a really good deal. It was in the Crown Plaza. And I don't forget what happened. I got one of those all-you-can-eat breakfast cards. It was great. And a couple for room service. And they had some kind of mess up. So I ended up staying in like a suite of brandies. And I think Mike Tyson maybe or some other major person stayed in the suite before. It was great. It had its own jacuzzi. I mean, I wasn't used to glass cups, that could drop, that could break and cut yourself up. Just plastic cups in it by the sink are fine. But I did the museum thing. I think the Mint was closed or whatever. But I was really into sports, still am, and that was one of the things I focused on, sports and concerts. And I went over there right when the Veterans Stadium was still going, the baseball stadium. I saw the Phillies play. And the first football game I ever saw was in 2002, the first week of December. The Eagles, I think they used the second or third string quarterback to play somebody. Was in Washington? I forgot. But anyways, man, I'm always thinking of Philly cheesesteaks and the food and stuff like that in the downtown area where you can walk around. You can walk around the whole city in like 45 minutes, or did I go to the right area? Anyways, isn't there some kind of water thing? Anyways, back to the football. So, yeah, it was a second or third string quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. And what else went down in Philadelphia? Like I said, I went to see the new baseball. I went a couple of times, I believe a couple of years, at least 1 year, if not 2, to the new baseball stadium. But they were building the football stadium. Or it was done and it was ready for the following fall, and I hadn't gone that fall. So it's been a while. It's been about 12 or 13 years since I've been to Philly. And the stadium had opened literally, I think, just like 1 or 2 months after I'd been to the baseball one, the football ones across the street. But it was cool. I would trade like baseball cards for a ticket or for a hat outside. The guy selling the little stands with all the baseball stuff. I traded. I got as a promo a wiffle ball bat and a ball, and I traded that to one of the brothers, the dealers. and he traded for, and he gave me, what did he give me? It was a Phillies hat with black, but it looked like a Pirates thing because it was a black hat with a P, but it was a Phillies hat. And I saw cool things like Elton John play on the bridge in 2005. I believe that was the last time I went there in 2005. And I went to the Live Aid, and I traded baseball cards once again for an Elton John T-shirt, and I traded baseball cards or something along that line, some kind of film, maybe a pennant or something for what else now? Oh, Live Aid. I went to Live Aid, which is Live Aid 2, which is like this huge concert with all these super groups. That was really fun. I was interviewed by different media stuff, and that was a free concert. I couldn't go to the bathroom for hours. It was horrible. But what did I do with that concert? I think I traded for a T-shirt. There was actually a brother who made this thing. It was I wore it a lot. People have seen it on my videos. It looks like a African foot or something like that. And he had a lot left over. And he was, I don't know, I think I may have gave him a baseball card or something, or maybe he would just like take one. And he offered to give me like a few of them. I said, no, man, I just want one. I don't want to do that to you. So it was cool. I wore that shirt for a decade or so until it ripped. I think I unfortunately didn't save it. I should have. Idiotically, I threw it out. I could probably sell those ripped concert shirts for, rock stars to play, but I feel too awkward with that. I just rip them up once they rip around the neck and throw them out, the shirts. Then I got another one I did trade. I believe I got another one at that concert that I may have paid for, actually. Maybe I paid like $10 or something like that, or whatnot. Did I trade it for something? I can't remember now. I don't think so, actually, to be honest with you. That time, I think I actually bought one or two. What else? It was good. Stevie Wonder played there. Def Leppard, Linkin Park. Who else? I can't remember who else. Was Bon Jovi there? Maybe. I don't know. Some bands, other bands. Dave Matthews Band. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? Who else was there? There's someone I'm forgetting that's like right there in the memory on the top, but I can't figure it out. Big people. But it was fun stuff, and I did that. And then the last time I've been out of the New Jersey, New York area is probably like 2006. I had a meeting, or I had a few meetings in Connecticut at that job, but that's about the last time I've left the metropolitan area, and I was slightly out of the area. I haven't been to New York since like 2015, man. What is wrong with me? Like almost 3.5 years, or 3 years and 3 months or something and counting. And there's things going on in the city. You got Bruce on Broadway in New York, and you got Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers show, and all that stuff. But in Philly's cool. I like to be on the classic rock radio stations, which I always send them MP3s to, and this and that. And I'm sort of drifting here. But I made this great video on a Facebook historic vintage site, or Vintage Philly, or Vintage. I forgot what it was called. And they pulled it down. I had stuff on there I could never recreate. I had just things that were fantastic, funny. It was probably the best performance. It went viral. I had like 400 views in like an hour and a half, 2 hours tops. And then it was still going overnight. And I think it was there in the morning. Then all of a sudden they took it down. That was it. I put it on their server, I believe, idiotically. Somehow, and then I don't even have a copy of it. Isn't that great? Anyways, Philadelphia. This is Travel Talk 1. We'll get into more involved stuff. Maybe more humor and sights and stuff like that for you. But thanks for listening. Philly rocks. Super Bowl champions. They're the underdog. I like them in the East. Although ever since that they took me off that site, I'm not so thrilled with you guys. I'm just kidding. Philly! Rocky, man. Who could forget Rocky and all the different things going on? You know what I'm saying? The Phillies won the World Series. In 2008, I went to all those games. Saw people like Jimmy Rollins play in the early 2000s. And Jim Tomei. And who else was on that team? There were tons of guys. And what's his name? Abreu, Bobby Abreu. And there were more and more other guys, too. And it was just cool stuff. And quickly, let me see. I went to concerts. Don't ask me how or why, but I went to see Madonna, I think a couple of nights. I didn't even know she was playing there, to be honest with you. It gave me something to do after the baseball games, 2 day games. And I went across, I think I stayed across, it was like right across the street. And I think I traded for something, for a ticket I got dirt cheap or free or whatever. Something like that. I traded for something, a ticket, a memorabilia or something. And, that was all right. It is what it is. And I went to some other good concerts, actually. I just can't remember them now. Elton John on the Bridge, 2005, July 4th. That was really cool. playing music. And there was some, who opened up? I think Patti LaBelle or something. I don't know. But there were other concerts and shows I went to, good bands that I'm not thinking of now. But I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace. Rock on. Billy.